I am literally filming this video because I'm struggling for ideas and I'm following some of my own tips. And so then I thought, oh my gosh, what if I just share what I do when I can't figure out content ideas as a video while I'm confused about what I should create content about today. It's meta, but it's gonna work. I feel like what to create content about is the content creator's existential crisis. I have been creating content consistently on the internet for 6+ years now, and I regularly still get very hung up on what kind of content I should create. What videos should I film? What TikToks? What Instagram posts? What Instagram stories? I regularly still get hung up here, but I do have some strategies, some strategic ways, if you will, to get me out of that, like, what to create content about slump. So I'm gonna share some ways that I kind of get out of the slump and find content ideas when I can't think of any content ideas, because we're all struggling. We're all always like, I need to film videos. I need to create this thing, but I don't know what to create it about. I need to record a podcast episode, but I don't know what to say. Like, we're all always in that problem. So hopefully these things will help you figure it out. Numero uno, refer back to your content pillars. Yo, this is why you have content pillars. You don't know what content pillars are. I've done a ton of content around that. Content around content pillars, but I've done a ton of content. Basically, these are pillars of topics, ideas, niches within your higher level niche. So yes, I'm talking to content creators, but I'm not just going to talk about one thing. I need to put a variety of topics underneath that niche so that I'm not getting burnout, so that I have ideas, and so that I'm helping in more than a one-dimensional way. So if I'm talking to content creators, my content pillars might be behind the scenes, how to, strategy for specific platforms, content creation strategy, income for content creators. So those might be my content pillars. I might have 5 content pillars and those are them. And so if I'm feeling stuck on what to create content about, I can go back to that list and I can be like, okay, well, can I do a behind the scenes video? Can I do a strategy for a specific platform video? Can I do a how to make money video? Like, what can I do? Can I pull from one of these content pillars and get inspired? Second, you want to go back to any of your recent content and see if something is doing really well that you can put a different spin on, or take from a different angle, or even take a piece out of to create new content from. Example, I have a video that is doing really well right now where I talk about how to make $1 million a year as a content creator, and I kind of lay out a business model to do that. So that's doing really well. Could I take that and do some other type of topic that fits within that, or even take a piece of that out and create a video specific to that? So if in that I'm talking about how to make $1 million a year and you need to diversify your income streams, and one of those income streams should be digital products, then I might be like, okay, how creators can make 10K per month with digital products, right? Like, that is taking that video idea and slicing it down to make me a new video. I could also approach it from a different way. So it could be, if you want to make $1 million a year as a creator, don't do these things. Don't do these. Now, we're going to talk about the strategy of what not to do here in a minute, because that's always a good content idea. Look at your most recent content and see if you can splice something out of it, or if you can hit it from a different way to make a new piece of content. So I have a video from back in the summer that's titled, "We Need to Chat About Being a Personal Brand." And it did pretty well for my channel. So if I look at that, could I take that and run with it in a different direction? 10 ways to create a personal brand. Should you have a personal brand or a business brand? How to be a personal brand. Why you shouldn't be a personal brand. I can take all of that from one piece of content and it'll likely do well because that one is doing well on my channel. People get all in their head about this next one, but I promise you it is a great way to get out of your head and come up with some content ideas. And that is to go look up your competitors and see what's working for them. Now, I've talked about this before. I call this trend hacking, and you can trend hack yourself, but you can also trend hack competitors. And the process here is to go find people who do what you do, not necessarily completely do what you do, but have the same niche or a similar, person who watches their videos or whatever. Find people who do a similar thing to you and go see what they're creating content about that's doing well for them. Now, that does not mean go copy them. That does not mean turn around and create the same video, because they're gonna notice. Trust me, people do it to me all the time. They're gonna notice. But what it does mean is, okay, they are talking about how to wake up at 5 a.m. and that's cool and all, y'all, but I do not wake up at 5 a.m. So why don't I make a video that's similar, but is for people who don't want to wake up at 5 a.m., right? Because if their wake up at 5 a.m. one is doing well, my antithesis to that might do well too. Or like if you're looking at me as a competitor and I did a video about what in the world a UGC creator is a few weeks ago, you might look at that and be like, oh wow, that's doing really well for her. And you might take it and put your own spin on it. What is a UGC creator? Or you might take it and address it in a different way. So UGC creator versus influencer, or 10 ways to become a UGC creator, or I became a UGC creator so you didn't have to. You can go look at competitors and see what's doing well for them and put your own spin on that content. Now, an iteration of that is usually my go-to. I'll go look at competitors, or I'll just browse my own like home feed and see what other creators are doing and see if it sparks something in me. And that was completely failing for me today. So just know that all of these don't work all of the time. That's why I'm giving you like multiple things that you can do. Now, we have 4 really practical, really important things we need to talk about, but this is a really great spot for me to stop and talk about today's sponsor, ClickUp, which is a project management system and one of my favorite ways to keep up with all of the ideas that I have. So I've told y'all before, I use ClickUp for my content calendar. I use it for planning out videos. I use it for all the things. We manage my entire business inside ClickUp and I love it so much. And if you're looking for a project management system, ClickUp is it. I promise. I've tried them all. It is spectacular. But it can even solve simple problems like keeping up with all of your content ideas. So inside of my content calendar in ClickUp, I have a card that is just content ideas. And I will just like randomly write things on that list when I think of them. And actually I bookmark the list on my phone and on different places so that I can quickly go in and be like, oh, I have a content idea. Oh, I have a content idea. Because if I don't, I might forget to put it in there. ClickUp comes in clutch for so many reasons, from automating tasks so that someone on my team or myself doesn't have to do them, to keeping up with our launch calendars and our content calendar and our content processes, because that's really important, to helping me whiteboard ideas or put sticky notes in places for different things, to helping me communicate with my team. But it can also get really simple and help me just keep a running list of content ideas. And that is worth its weight in gold. So y'all know I love ClickUp. If you're looking for a project management tool to help you streamline your processes, to help you create content, to help you be more consistent with your content creation, ClickUp is what I recommend. You can try them out at heyjessica.com/ClickUp. Link is also in the description. Okay, so you know how a second ago I mentioned that you can totally and should totally go look up your competitors on YouTube and see what's doing well for them. Well, you can also do this on other platforms, because let me tell you a secret. If a piece of content does well on one platform, it's likely going to do well on another platform. Now, I don't mean the exact content. I mean the topic, the subject matter, the way the content is done. If it does well on one platform, you can usually create a similar type of content on another platform and it'll do well. But you always have to remember that you're following the rules of the platform. So if something's doing really well for me on TikTok and it's a 3-minute video, that's not going to do as well for me on YouTube. I need longer, I need more expansive, unless we're doing shorts, but we're not talking about shorts right now. But I need longer form content here on YouTube. That is what my subscribers expect. That is what YouTube wants, right? So if I go to TikTok or Instagram and I'm like, wow, that did really well for them, I'm talking about the subject matter. So if I go to someone's account and they're talking about 10 things you didn't know you could do with Canva or whatever on TikTok, how can I take a similar subject and turn it into a YouTube video? So if I'm looking for ideas, a lot of times I will go to other platforms and see what's working there. And when I'm scrolling those other platforms in my free time, you know, because I would like to watch TikTok, I will just save them to content ideas. And then when I'm struggling for ideas, I go back and watch them and see if it sparks anything for me. I briefly mentioned this next one a second ago, but I don't think I gave it its full moment in the sun. And that is, if you're struggling with content ideas, do a what not to do video or something like that. What not to do if you want to X. What not to do if you want to Y. What not to do if you are a whatever. What not to do if you want to hit said goal. What not to do, blah, blah, blah. So this can kind of go back to looking at your content and seeing what's doing well and taking a different spin on it, but it can also spark some new ideas. So if I'm just looking at my most recent content, I did 9 things every creator needs in their link in bio. So I could do what not to do in your link in bio. I did what in the world is a UGC creator. I could say why you should not be a UGC creator. Same thing I said a second ago. Make $1 million a year as a content creator. What not to do as a content creator if you want to hit $1 million per year. So I went viral on TikTok. Here's exactly what I did video. So I could do what not to do if you want to go viral on TikTok. You get the point. You can always take any content that you have done, that other people have done, whatever, and you can flip it into a what not to do. Another one that is a really great thing to fall back on if you're struggling for ideas is lists. List your 10 favorite X. List 8 reasons why Z. List 17 ways to R, right? Like list different things. 10 ways to make $10,000 per month with affiliate marketing. 5 ways to make waking up at 5 a.m. easier. 16 things that are going on my Christmas list. 22 ways to customize your iPhone. You get it. Start with a list and it's like, okay, what can I do with this list? 10 ways to what? 10 things I'd like to what? 10 things I tried. How can you like build that out? Sometimes it just takes starting with a number and kind of an idea or a topic idea, and you can come up with a really great content idea. And last, but absolutely not least, is to do reaction videos. React to something that makes sense to your audience. React to TikTok trends for your niche. React to someone doing something on YouTube for your niche. For example, let's say you're a real estate agent. Maybe you want to react to this big creator over here buying a $14 million house. Graham Stephan does this all the time. Like he reacts to people's like what I spend in a day. Let's say you're a photographer or you teach photography. You can go to TikTok and be like, I'm gonna react to photography tricks that I found on TikTok. Or you can react to current trends or hop on to current trends, but react to something kind of popular in the moment that has to do with your niche. Keep that niche in mind though. It would not make any sense for me to go react to someone's real estate video or to go react to photography tips. That's like not gonna make much sense for me because that's not what I talk about. But could I react to someone else's video about how to make $1 million a year in passive income? Yes. Could I react to dude bro marketers on TikTok telling you should go sign up for everything as an affiliate and you don't have to have a following to be an affiliate marketer? Yes. You get it. React to things. It's a big niche. That's a niche on its own. Not one I want to get into, but it is a niche on its own, and we can all use it as a way to kind of get out of our creative slump. Literally creating this video helped me get out of my content slump. I needed to film 3 videos today, and I had numbers 1 and 2. I already knew what they were going to be, and I have some other topics planned out for later in the month or even next month based on some things we're doing, and I just could not come up with a 3rd topic. I couldn't. So I went through this list myself. I'm like, okay, could I react to something? What are other people doing? What's doing well for me? Let me go back to my content pillars. And basically, as I ran through this list of things to do when you're out of content ideas, it gave me the idea to create the video about what to do when you're out of content ideas. Like I said in the beginning, very meta, but very useful for me today. And hopefully it was really helpful for you because as content creators, this is a constant struggle. I promise. It will never get better. It sucks, but it won't. Let me know in the comments below if there's any of these that you were like, oh my gosh, duh, of course I could do that. Because sometimes what's like duh to me is like life-changing and light bulb momenty to you, and I totally get that, and vice versa. I'd love to hear below which one was like a major light bulb moment for you, or if you have another way that you kind of stoke creativity if you're not feeling it, because I guarantee the people watching this video would love some more tips and tricks. All right, bye y'all.